I'd like to take a second and talk a little bit about the controls that you have when you're in a Microsoft Teams. So first, we're going to join a Teams meeting just by clicking the Meet Now button. All right. Now that we're in a meeting, we have different types of controls at our disposal, and we're going to go through them and talk a little bit about what they can offer you during a meeting. So the first thing you're going to look at is the main detail on page here. You see that the meeting is set up with an ID. You have the name of the room. In the right-hand side, it says who is in the meeting. The very first thing at the top here, it says invite someone or dial a number. You can then invite somebody who's part of Cority to join the meeting. But you can also dial a phone number. You would just click on the empty space, choose the different keyboard layout, and you would hit the phone number. So we can go ahead and put any phone number in there. Now, it recognizes that a phone number, and you can see that it says external. So you just click on that and then add phone. What that's going to do is call the far end, and once the far end connects, hello, 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 it'll be connected to your meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and hang up that function so we don't hear ourselves in an echo. Let's keep going with the other functionalities. So the rest of the functionalities are pretty much at the bottom part of the touchscreen. So the first thing on the left-hand side is the multi-square layout button. That gives you different options. And the more people who join and the more you present, if you have a presentation, then you're going to have different options kind of come up. Front row, together mode. You can try these and see which one you like best. You can also swap screens here in case you wanted to, in this large meeting room, see content on the main screen, in the front or the side. You can easily kind of move that around to best fit the way that you've set up your meeting. Next, there's a little bubble here, a little chat bubble. And because we're using more and more chat functions inside of our meetings, meeting rooms do allow you to show the chat that's going on. It does take part of the screen, it's part of the real estate of the screen, so I would suggest turning it off and turning it on as needed. Next, you have an icon here with a little hand to be raised. These are for if you have a question inside of a meeting. You can turn that on and off. And the next one is the emojis, if you wanted to use any of that, clapping, feedback, or thumbs up, kind of approval. The next one is the three dots. That opens up a lot of submenus, okay? So you've got meeting information, room controls, so like cameras and things like that. Start recording. You can launch the recording if that's turned on for your meeting here. And you can turn off certain things like remote control functions. You're primarily going to use the room controls function here, and that's going to give you access to some camera features and whatnot. But the rest of it, and the start recording, but the rest of it is something that is used once in a while. So we'll just touch off screen anywhere to close that menu. And then we have the most commonly used things. The little speaker icon showcases volume. The plus sign increases the volume. The minus sign obviously decreases it. And you have a little gauge there from 0 to 100% as to how loud it is. If you click the icon of the speaker, you'll see that a dash gets crossed out. That means that you've muted the audio in the room itself. So let's go ahead and turn the audio back on. Then you have the little camera. If you click the camera button, it'll mute the camera. If you click it again, it will unmute the camera and you'll be able to see the room again. The microphone is the next one. So same thing, you can click on mute microphone and you can go ahead and unmute the microphone. You'll notice the microphones on the table will turn red if muted and green if not muted. The next button is the share button. You'll see a little square with an arrow pointed. That's for you to share a presentation in a meeting. If you go ahead and connect either the wired presentation cable or the wireless presentation cable, as soon as you click share or connect, you're going to see that little button turns into an X. That tells you that you're presenting. If you'd like to disconnect, you can either unplug the cable or the wireless dongle, or you can just hit the button and it'll stop sharing. to unplug my wireless connection and put it away. And last but not least is the hang up button. When you're at the end of your meeting, simply hit the hang up button. It'll go ahead and leave the meeting, and it'll be ready for the next one. And those are the controls that you have when you're in a Microsoft Teams call using this technology package.